Demonic possession is a phenomenon that has intrigued and terrified societies across the globe, with significant mentions in the religious texts of all three major Abrahamic faiths: Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. The body being a vessel for the unwanted and unwelcomed entity or entities. In some instances, the result can prove fatal. These sinister and malevolent forces typically foreshadow themselves with hauntings and paranormal events preceding the initial invasion of the body. Evil actions, spells, occult practice, or random encounters can result in the same dark fate. A takeover and infestation of the host's body, a life shattered. In Christianity, the Bible contains numerous references to demonic possession, describing various symptoms and effects. These range from physical ailments like muteness and epilepsy to evil behavior, as well as supernatural strength and knowledge. The New Testament, particularly the Gospels, narrates several instances of Jesus casting out demons from afflicted individuals. Christian theology typically views demonic possession as a spiritual affliction where an evil spirit takes control of a person. This control can manifest in both physical and spiritual ways, influencing the individual's actions and beliefs. However, it's also emphasized that not all physical or mental ailments are due to demonic possession, and the possibility of demonic influence should not be presumed in all cases. In Islam, possession is often attributed to jinn, supernatural beings created from fire. Islamic tradition holds that jinn possess free will, much like humans, and can choose between good and evil. They can be both visible and invisible, and while they eat, drink, and procreate, their existence is quite distinct from that of humans. The symptoms of possession in Islamic thought can range from physical ailments like seizures and speaking in an incomprehensible language to behavioral changes like poor health or bad relationships. Exorcism in Islam, known as ruqya, involves recitations from the Quran to expel these beings. Judaism has a rich demonology, particularly evident in the Talmud. In the Talmudic world, demons, or mazakim, harmful beings, are omnipresent and can cause decay, pain, and depletion of life energy. The Kabbalah, a mystical Jewish tradition, provides a more detailed account of demonology. It mentions the existence of the dibuk, a malicious spirit that can cling onto a person's soul, and the ibr, a type of spiritual possession that is typically positive, often involving the soul of a righteous person aiding or completing a task through another individual. The Jewish concept of demonic beings emphasizes their role in disturbing the natural flow of divine energy, leading to various forms of physical and spiritual malaise. In this exploration, we will go over three of the most infamous cases of alleged demonic possession in modern history: Roland Doe, Anneliese Michel, and the case of Clara Germana Cele. We examine some of the key points: the involvement of religious institutions, their impact on society, and the contemporary perspective on such phenomena. Roland Doe, 1949. Roland Doe, an alias used to protect the identity of a young boy, is one of the most famous cases of purported demonic possession, inspiring the 1973 film The Exorcist. In the late 1940s in Maryland, USA, Roland began to exhibit strange behaviors following his aunt's death, with whom he was very close. These behaviors included speaking in a guttural voice, aversion to Christian objects, and inexplicable scratches appearing on his body. Jesuit priests, including Father William Bowdern, were involved in the exorcism process, which was carried out more than 30 times. The involvement of the Catholic Church brought the concept of demonic possession into the public eye and was the inspiration of the novel The Exorcist and the film of the same name, which mirrored several events from the book. The case raised questions about the intersection of religion and mental health and the role of exorcism in modern faith practices. Anneliese Michel, 1976. Anneliese Michel, a German Catholic woman, underwent 67 exorcisms over 10 months in 1975 to 1976. Her case is one of the most heart-wrenching and controversial. Initially diagnosed with epileptic psychosis and later with depression, Anneliese began experiencing hallucinations while praying, hearing voices, and showing an aversion to religious symbols. 2 priests, Ernst Alt and Arnold Renz, conducted exorcisms, believing she was possessed by multiple demons. The case tragically ended with her death due to malnutrition and dehydration, leading to the conviction of the priests and her parents for negligent homicide. This case sparked a significant debate about the validity of possession, the role of exorcism, and the intersection of religious beliefs and medical ethics. Several film versions have been based on the case and the failed exorcism surrounding it. Clara Germana Cele, 1906. Clara Germana Cele's case in 1906 South Africa is another landmark in the chronicles of demonic possession. A 16-year-old Christian student at St. Michael's Mission in Natal, Clara reportedly made a pact with Satan and soon exhibited strange behaviors, speaking languages she had never learned, revealing secrets about people she had never met, and showing physical strength far beyond her capacity. 2 priests, Reverend Erasmus and Reverend Mansueti, performed exorcisms, witnessing her reportedly levitating and demonstrating hostility towards religious artifacts. This case stands out for its colonial-era context, illustrating how demonic possession narratives can reflect cultural and religious intersections. In the corners of religious lore across Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, the chilling concept of demonic possession whispers of an age-old battle between humanity and malevolent spiritual entities. Each of these faiths acknowledges the terrifying possibility of humans being overtaken by sinister forces, and thus, they have developed rites of exorcism and methods of spiritual protection to combat this darkness. In modern times, the concept of demonic possession and the impact of demonic forces continue to be a source of profound intrigue and concern, especially within religious communities. This phenomenon, often associated with alarming behavioral and physical changes in individuals, is viewed through a lens that balances both spiritual and psychological perspectives. The New Testament vividly highlights the pervasive influence of demonic forces during the time of Jesus Christ. Numerous accounts, such as those in Matthew 8, 31-32, and Mark 1, 39, describe Jesus casting out demons from afflicted individuals, demonstrating his authority over such evil entities. This authority was also extended to his disciples, as seen in Luke 10:17, where they too were empowered to cast out demons. These narratives underscore the reality and the formidable power of demonic beings during biblical times. The Bible, in texts like Revelation 12, 9 and 16, 13-14, speaks of increased demonic activity in the end times, suggesting a global scale of spiritual warfare. This notion is echoed by Christian teachings that emphasize the ongoing threat of demonic influence and the need for spiritual vigilance and reliance on God's strength. In Islam, the perception of demonic encounters with jinn is tinged with an ominous undertone. These beings, believed to be created from smokeless fire, inhabit a parallel world to humans, interacting in ways that are often unseen and deeply unsettling. Islamic eschatology, dealing with the end of times, suggests an increase in spiritual turmoil, where the veil between the human and jinn realms becomes thinner. This future scenario is rife with potential for increased encounters with jinn, both benign and malevolent, heightening the need for spiritual vigilance and protective practices like ruqya and Quran recitation, as well as becoming closer to God. The growing intersection of traditional beliefs and modern understanding in the Islamic world points to a future where the fight against unseen malevolent forces becomes more crucial and complex. Judaism's perspective on demonic entities, especially within its mystical Kabbalistic traditions, carries a similarly eerie and profound significance. The Dybbuk, a restless and often malevolent spirit seeking to possess the living, looms large in the Jewish mystical imagination. Future interpretations within Judaism may go deeper into the nature of these entities, exploring the thinning boundaries between the physical and the spiritual realms. The continued study of Kabbalah and other mystical texts is likely to bring forth new understandings of these supernatural beings, contributing to a richer, albeit more unsettling picture of the spiritual challenges in the modern world. In both religions, the future of demonic encounters is envisioned as a shadowy frontier where the unseen becomes seen and the spiritual battles intensify, marking a pivotal point in the eternal struggle between light and darkness. The major religions each harbor ominous prophecies about demonic forces and the end of days, casting a shadow of impending spiritual turmoil. In Christianity, the Book of Revelation speaks of a time when spirits of devils working miracles will go forth to the kings of the earth, Revelation 16:14, foretelling a world ensnared in deception and spiritual warfare. Islam, with its belief in jinn, echoes this sentiment in the Quran, where it warns of a time of tumult, stating, "And when the word is fulfilled against them, we shall bring forth a creature from the earth to speak unto them, because mankind had not faith in our revelations." Quran 27:82. Judaism, through its mystical Kabbalah teachings, talks of a world where the Sitra Achra, the other side, gains strength, a period where the boundaries between the physical and the spiritual blur and malevolent entities roam more freely among us. As these prophecies converge, they paint a harrowing picture of a future where humanity stands on the precipice, facing the unknown depths of spiritual darkness and the unseen forces that lurk within it, reminding us that the battle against these forces is not just of flesh and blood, but faith. If you enjoyed this video, then please like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.